To the front, it's Fairway striding clear by 2 lengths on Now Voyager. At Cricket Score Odds, Bias Bay hugs the fence and settles down third. 2 lengths to Hill of Grace pulling. Uncle Nugget on the rail and Shogun Lodge racing in the clear. 2 lengths to Blackfriars. He's outside of Crawl. 2 lengths over Loftus, Liberty Hall. The grey. 2 away Freemason outside Diatribe. They were followed by Cloth of Gold. And still Padford Charlie last. A good 15 lengths covers the field. Down the back. 1,400 metres to go in the Australian Derby, and Fairway tries to do it all the way. Leading by a length on Now Voyager on the fence. Bias Bay and Hill of Grace settling a bit better fourth. She's on the outside of Uncle Nugget and 2 lengths to Shogun Lodge, and he has relaxed beautifully in the run. 2 away Blackfriars right behind him. Crawl on the fence and 2 away in the field into Oval Office. Liberty Hall goes up on the fence from the grey Ken Con Khan, Diatribe, Freemason, Padford Charlie, and still last of all is Cloth of Gold as they come down past the 950. It's Fairway in front, leading over a length on Now Voyager and Bias Bay. Hill of Gold is beautifully positioned to have a crack at them whenever they want to go forward. They were followed by on the fence then, pushing through Uncle Nugget. 3/4 away is Shogun Lodge, 2 lengths to Crawl inside of Blackfriars. Oval Office went around him, 2 away in the field, Liberty Hall, Freemason, Ken Con Khan. They were followed on the fence by Padford Charlie. Diatribe's been shuffled back. He's second last and Cloth of Gold last. Around the bend, Fairway in front of Now Voyager. Hill of Grace 3 out. Bias Bay the fence and Shogun Lodge about to be let down. Then came Uncle Nugget, and further out is Oval Office from Blackfriars. They've reached the 200 and Fairway's got a kick. Shogun Lodge is 2 lengths away. He's giving chase, but Fairway's in front at the 100. Shogun Lodge trying hard. It's the real Fairway today. York's going to do it like they did last year with Sky Heights all the way in the Derby, and he wins it brilliantly. Fairway first from Shogun Lodge. Photo third, Now Voyager or Padford Charlie. Bias Bay ran the race of his life. They were followed just behind those then by Hill of Grace. Diatribe wide out from Crawl. No Blackfriars. Well back in the field. Pulling up quickly was Oval Office. Then came Freemason, Liberty Hall, Ken Con Khan, Uncle Nugget and Cloth of Gold last in.
Well, there's the form reversal to end all form reversals. 9th is a 10-9 favourite in the Rosehill Guineas. Comes out and wins the AJC Derby. 2-1-9. Fairway $13.90 and $4.50. Shogun Lodge $2.30. Now Voyager $7.80. And, well, Randwick's playing in favour of leaders today. Brian York knew that. He took the horse to the lead, slowed them down around the back, and when he kicked on the turn, really, the race was all over. Hill of Grace made a short dashed run. She couldn't go on. Then Shogun Lodge come around her. He was gallant in defeat, but couldn't quite get there. And really, it's a pretty easy win. There was only one horse in it over the last 500 metres, and that horse was Fairway. And he was brilliantly ridden by Brian York, trained by Jack Denham, and gives Jack Denham his first AJC Australian Derby winner in his mid-70s. It's all Fairway. Fairway just come right away, as we can see there. That's Shogun Lodge in the green. Now Voyager over on the rails. Andrew Voss is with Connections.
Get into Jack Denham. You can imagine a very, very happy scrum right here at the moment with the Connections. Jack, if I may, what a thrill, the Derby.
Yeah.
I guess a few punters had given up on it after last week, but not you?
No, I thought he'd win today. He's very good, very fit.
No doubts at all when you hit that last furlong?
No.
Fantastic effort, Jack. I know he's a man of few words, Ken, but I think you've got to say Jack Denham is over the moon with a victory.
Yeah, he's the man that trained Might and Power. You'll all know that. He won a Cox Plate with Might and Power. Might and Power was actually unlucky in the AJC Derby of 1996, I think it was. But Fairway wasn't unlucky today. Brian York, who's recently just split with Jack, he's going to ride freelance. He might have second thoughts after this win. And Brian York absolutely rated the horse a treat, and he's now with Simon Marshall.
First AJC Derby for you, Brian and Jack. What a thrill.
Yeah, real thrill, Simon. You know, it's great to see this horse win because a lot of people dropped off him after that one bad run at Rosehill. But I just don't think he handled the track that day. You know, this horse is a good horse.
What about today here at Randwick? You were able to be left alone in front and breathe.
Yeah, it made all the difference, Simon. I just jogged in front. It's easy travel, beautiful. And when you're going that easy and so relaxed, they don't get beaten, you know.
Well, we thought he was the best horse in the race. That's why I tipped him, and so did you, Brian. And it just goes to show, too, the top of the straight and the acceleration that he's got.
Yeah, well, I just held him up until we got to the rise and let him go off the rise, and he just pinged away.
Mate, what about it for Jack A, his first AJC Derby?
Well, he deserves it too. He's won everything else, hasn't he?
That's for sure. You're on staging in the Derby. Doncaster, Brian. Be all right to get the double?
Yeah, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah. But she's got a chance. I mean, she's been racing okay.
Yeah.
And she's going to get a nice run from the barrier.
One of the best horses you've ridden, this bloke?
This bloke's a pretty good horse. No, he's not the best horse I've ridden. Martin Powers, undoubtedly the best horse. But this bloke's going the right way. He might even end up better.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Here we go. Brian York, the AJC winning jockey on Fairways, folks.
Yeah, rather modest Brian York, I thought, and he's entitled to take plenty of reps. Fairway, great horse. The one bad run was the Rosehill Guineas. You forgave him that, and you could see that leaders were going very well at Rosehill today. Well, he handled the course, and he never looked like getting beaten in the run down the straight. The connections have gone down to grab him, to lead him back, and he's been a super horse and a great boost for his sire Dan Zero, the son of the Premier Stallion Dane Hill.
So he did plenty of work, Kenny. Jumped from a wide gate, and Brian York wasn't over as they passed the winning post the first time. He had to do that bit of work to get across, and still was good enough to finish off.
He was, but he held him together well. Andrew Voss is now with the trainer of the second place getter, Bobby Thompson.
Yeah, Bobby Thompson, and I think he's conceded that it was just too good, Fairway.
He's just got the wood on me all the time. He's all credit to Jack Denham. That's the best training effort I've ever seen.
You've been knocking on the door before of the Derby. I guess it's so easy to say, well, there's always next year.
Let's hope next year we might go one better, but our time will come.
All right, Bob, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bobby Thompson trained Dane Wynn to run second in this race, and now he's trained Shogun Lodge, who's just been pipped by Fairway in the Blue Ribbon.
Well, that was the AJC Derby, the year 2000. Brian York just dismounting from Fairway. A very happy Brian York and connections, and everyone crowded around the mounting yard there to get a look at the new champion. And that new champion is Fairway, as we take a break on the wide world of sports. AJC Derby for the year 2000.
30, and now Voyager paid $7.80. That was the running of the AJC Derby, worth $1.25 million to the winners. In the meantime, here is Simon O'Donnell.
I was a bit quick off the mark. Tony Allport will be joining us for the presentation. A little bit slow off the mark. So it might be best to, if I introduce the Governor-General, to actually step forward and say a few words on behalf of the AJC Derby of the year 2000 and start making the presentations.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the Australian Jockey Club's Australian Derby is the premier blue ribbon event for thoroughbreds in the country. It was first run in 1861. Since then, some of our greatest horses have won it. Farlap, Peter Pan, Tulloch, Kingston Town, Strawberry Raid, Octagonal. Last year, the winner, Sky Heights, went on to win the Caulfield Cup. The prize money for today's event is $2 million. That makes it the second richest derby in the world, second only to the Foundation Derby, the English Derby. I congratulate the AJC for doing everything to ensure that this event maintains its unique position on our racing calendar. We've all seen today's race. It was a great race. It's always good to see a stayer lead all the way, and it's a sign of a really good horse. I congratulate the owners, the trainer, Jack Denham, the jockey, on a really outstanding ride. I also congratulate the strapper and those who in the stable look after the horse. And most of all, of course, I think we all pay tribute to the horse itself on a really outstanding run. It will, if it stays fit and goes on, I'm sure, become one of our really great horses. Having said that, I'd ask the representatives of the owners to come forward to receive the trophy.
Governor, Chairman of the AJC, members, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the last 2 weeks has been an extremely harrowing experience for all the connections. The horse put in a uncharacteristic poor run in the Rosehill Guineas, and we just couldn't understand the reasons for that, but he's come back at his best. The horse has been fairly underestimated throughout his campaigns, but I think he showed today what a class horse he is. It is an extremely great privilege for all of us as owners to win this Blue Ribbon event, obviously. More so because it's achieved on this showcase day in Australian racing, which is the San Miguel $8 million race day. Through their efforts, it's been obviously a great success for the AJC and the racing industry with such a large crowd here. I really want to thank them for their participation. I'd like to thank Jack Denham and his team. Now, Jack's put in as much effort as possibly be imagined with this horse. He's been, really worried about him and hoping that he's going to produce his best today. And we are so proud that our horse has been able to give Jack his first AJC Derby winner after a very long career. We're absolutely thrilled with that. I also want to thank, the whole team at the Denham stable, Alan, Jimmy, and the stable staff. They've all put in a fantastic effort, and without that effort, he couldn't have produced the goods as he did today. I also want to thank Brian. Well, what can you say about Brian York? He's ridden this horse now to 6 Group wins this season. This is his 3rd Group 1. He predicted before the race today how he thought the race would be run, and it panned out exactly the way he said. And when he got to the front and he coming around the home turn, we could just feel that if he produced his best, he was home. And we were so proud he was able to produce that best. Anyway, thanks very much, Brian. And I believe it's also Brian's first Derby winner in Australia, and congratulations to him for that too. Just as a final note, it would be remiss of me not to mention the efforts of the runner-up here today, because Shogun Lodge and our horse have battled on a couple of occasions. We've been fortunate enough on each occasion to come out on top, but the connections of Shogun Lodge should be, take great consolation in the fact they've got a great horse, and he'll win his share of Group 1 races, and offer them our commiserations. But thanks very much.
I'd now ask Mr. Jack Denham to come forward to receive the Trainer's Trophy. The last time I saw him was when he was receiving the Trainer's Trophy at the Melbourne Cup. It's good to be on the platform again with him.
His Excellency, Committee of the AJC, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great pleasure to win this race today. I walked into the lane with the owners. I said, you're 10 minutes off $1.5 million. I did think he would win today, but what went wrong with him the other day is a mystery. I just can't put it down. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Jack Denham, an emotional Jack Denham. 35 years ago on this day in 1965, Denham had the 3-1 on favourite, Fair Summer, in the AJC Australian Derby, and he finished unplaced to Prince Grant. Well, it's been a long wait, but 35 years later, he wins the Blue Riband with Fairway. And on that note, I think we should take a break from Derby Day on the wide world of sports.
7:30 tonight.
Yes, Derby Doncaster Day. We've just had the $2 million AJC Derby. The $2.5 million Doncaster is coming up later. And next up, we've got the new race, the $1 million Heroic Classic, the Heroic Championship. And the prices, Road to Success at $15, Pembleton $3.80, already in from $4, Sparks at $9.10, Shot of Thunder $13, I'll Get By $36, Make Me a Miracle $11, French Braid $6.90, Blab $8.10, number 9 Donador at $22, Foxtrot at $113, Lady Mulan $16, Speciality $51, $8.90 for Tyrolean, $36 for Symphonic Lady, and the emergencies 15, 16, 17 and 18 were not required. All right, the Heroic Championship is up next, but first of all, our host, Ken Suckling.
Tony, thank you, Ken. For as long as anyone can remember, John Morrissey has been training winners, dominating Bush, New South Wales, and finally breaking through with a Group 1 victory in the Queensland Derby last year. This afternoon, John will saddle up Camarina for the Doncaster, and before that, Pembleton in the William Inglis Heroic. A horseman to his bootlaces, John Morrissey showed Tim Sheridan around his Canberra base.
For 22 years, John Morrissey combined training horses with a desk job in the tax department. An odd mix of the absolute and the uncertain.
Money doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me at all. I'd much rather win a good race than win a lot of money.
Is that because of your background in the tax office?
No, I'm not a greedy person.
Capricorn Park Start outside Canberra belongs to property developer Len Hoyle, and John Morrissey regards the day they met as one of his luckiest. Hoyle is sparing nothing to make this heaven for horses.
It's so peaceful and horses do so well. As far as I'm concerned, you're closer to the horses and you learn that much more about horses.
Can you work your horses whenever you want here, basically?
Yeah, we work all morning, and like with the tracks, if you need a wet track, we can water them. If you need a hard track, we can restrict the water, and there's a lot of advantages.
Do you get any more sleep? Is that one of them?
Well, you're a lot happier. I've never been as happy in my life.
Len Hoyle wants winners coming off Capricorn Park, so 2 years ago, John moved half his horses out from Canberra. It was into this environment that he brought Pembleton, and the colt thrived.
Right from the first time we let him do a little bit, he was a beautiful mover, and he's probably better than I thought he was going to be. But I never built my hopes up too high. But he's been in work since July. This horse, he's done a marvellous job.
Pembleton belongs to Peter and Joanne Pascoe. Peter is a builder from Wagga who has long dabbled in thoroughbreds. In this marauding colt, though, Peter bred more than he could handle.
I had him as a baby, and I knew there was something about him, and I just transferred him straight over to John because I just didn't want to play around with a horse of that calibre.
But not long after that, the owners decided to put Pembleton through the auction ring.
$1,000 more would have bought him. They had a reserve of 50 on him, and I bought him back for 50,000 for them, but 51,000 would have bought him.
So that wasn't a bad day either.
No, that was a lucky day. There's a lot of luck in this game.
Homeward bound in the Classic, and Pembleton is in second gear. Around the bend at the 450, he led by 2 lengths on Little Miss Marnie.
Luck began to look like a fortune when Pembleton crushed them in January's William Inglis at Randwick.
Cassidy had a sustained look over his shoulder at the 250. It was a winning glance, and he sent Marauder, Pembleton well clear inside the 200.
With a burst of speed like that, Pembleton was heading in the direction of the Golden Slipper. Along the way, though, was the Black Opal Stakes on John's home patch in Canberra. But instead of looking like the local hero he is, John appeared like a man on death row thumbing a prayer book. He didn't share the punter's confidence.
On the day of the Black Opal, was stressed the right word?
Oh, yeah, I had a pretty couple of ordinary days then. The horse was sort of under a cloud, and he had an elevated temperature and affected a bit by the heat. And I went to the races expecting it to be a late scratching, and but anyhow, he come through.
Pemberton is clear. Little Donna Diora's making a race of it as they get towards the line. Hands and heels though. Pemberton in front, and Pemberton.
The atmosphere after the win was more one of relief than triumph. Interesting for the undisputed king of this Canberra racetrack.
What's the most you've ever trained on a country card, the most winners?
I've had 7 twice, and one day I had 7. I had also a winner in Sydney the same day.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Scotty necessarily a chip off the old block, John?
He's not as cranky as me. He's got a bit of his mother in him. But no, he's very keen and dedicated, and you've got to be in this game.
The Morrisseys' third generation of horsemen, Scott led Pemberton on the day of the Todman Slipper trial at Rose Hill 3 weeks ago. Oddly, trainer and connections were not as nervous this time. They'd settled on this race as a way of verifying Pemberton's Golden Slipper claims, as well as paying the 6-figure nomination fee. The horse faded badly, and in hindsight, Peter Pascoe agreed it was a race they could have skipped.
The bubbles burst, and it's funny, like, without being a bad loser, I'm relieved. I'm really relieved. Yeah, he took a bit of a caning after the Black Opal, and I'm just relieved now that the pressure's off the horse now, and it's off me.
The horse has had enough, but because he's marauding and they're basically 2-year-olds, and that English race is worth so much money, we've got to at least look towards that at this stage.
And so Big Pemberton is 1 start short of a holiday, with John Morrissey out to make sure his best is yet to come.
There's John Morrissey there with Tim Sheridan and Pemberton. He's just around the corner in the Heroic. We'll take a break from Randwick. Just around the corner, and there's number 2, Pemberton. He's a big fella, big strong fella, and got a great chance, Kent.
Yeah, I think he's got a super chance, Simon, and I think the way the track's playing, horses racing near the lead seem to be advantaged. I think it'll be hard to beat there, of course.
One of the other major chances, French Braids.
Yeah, Glenn Boster rode her, Darren Beedman rode her in the Slipper last week. Just how far back she gets, but if she gets a crack at them, she's drawn deep, she gets a crack at them, watch out.
Well, there's plenty of movement on the totes for the Heroic Championship, over 1,300 for the 2-year-olds.
Road to Success, the Blue Diamond winner at $14, Pemberton at $3.70, $8.80 for Sparks, $12 for Shot of Thunder, I'll Get By at $43, Make Me a Miracle at $10, French Braid $6.80, $8.80 for Blab. Over the page we go to TAB number 9. And that, of course, is Donna Dior at $23, Foxtrot at $125, Lady Mulan 16, $58 for Speciality, Tyrolean at $9, $39 for Symphonic Lady, and there are 4 reserves headed by Universal Prince, and none of them were required.
Well, let's have a look at the tips. Kenny, you've gone with the Canberra Connection in Pemberton. I found it very difficult. I've finished up staying with Sparks, and Simon Marshall has gone Lady Milan.
I don't think your tip's silly. I think Sparks has got a great chance. He'll race near the lead, and it's a nice race for him.
Yeah, very difficult race, I think, to find a winner, but we're not too far away from finding out as we take a break, and we'll be back with the Heroic.
The runners getting ready for a start in the $1 million San Miguel William Inglis Heroic Championship. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of Derby Doncaster today, live from Randwick on the Wide World of Sports. And our punting challenge continues. As yet, though, the brothers Lee, Brett and Shane, they have done absolutely nothing. We're going to give Brett a chance here in race 5 to redeem himself. $100. We're trying to win some money for the Smith family today. What are you going to do with the 100?
Well, I was going to put on Sparks, but somehow they've placed the wrong bet on, so now it's Blab, so it must be Naaman, so I think I might stick with Blab.
Yep, well, that's good reasons. There you go from Brett Lee. He is a novice punter. Shane Lee, he's the older of the two brothers, and apparently he's got a little bit more punting experience. What can we expect? Expert of the punt?
I wouldn't say an expert, but I'm going number 13, Tyrolean, trained by Bart Cummings. So he normally wins something every meet, so I'm on him.
All right, so there's the money from Shane and Brett Lee. And Simon, I can tell you as I go back to you, Pembleton has been a little bit easy, but is still the outright favourite for this one. If you're looking for one at value, number 9, Donna Dior, been a little bit of money for it, the mount for Chris Muntz.
I'll tell you, if they don't start winning some money, Vossi will be going a little bit easy on them as well. But the boys having a crack and enjoying their day, I'm sure. Now they're over behind the gate for the Sam McGrail William Inglis Heroic Championships, and that is a mouthful, I can assure you. 1,300 metres for the 2-year-olds.
Yeah, and that's John Marshall going into line there on Tyrolean for the Bart Cummings stable. And Simon Marshall, how does she look?
Yeah, it looks sensational, actually, Kenny. A lot of the 2-year-olds a little revved up with the wind here today, but now that's expectable, that's for sure. Make a Miracle looked exceptionally well coming around. So did the 11, Lady Mulan. And I also thought the 4 looked exceptionally well. Shot of Thunder. It's going to, wasn't a bad run, this horse at Flemington. Covered a little bit of ground and got back. Bit of a smoky in a race like this today. And also from there, what else did I mark? Number 8. Number 8 also looked exceptional. Blab from the Lee Friedman stable. Greg Childs to ride. As I said, they get a little bit revved up with the wind back here. Road to Success to settle down. I spoke to his trainer, John Salinitri, and he said that, look, if the horse doesn't fire today, he either doesn't like the Sydney way of going or he's obviously had enough. So that's a report behind the gates, Kenny.
OK, thank you, Simon. And we see them in line there. That's a speciality from the Guy Walter stable in the blue colours there. And on her inside in the darker blue cap is Donna Dior. And in the green and gold of the Bart Cummings stable is Tyrolean. Alrighty, there's a few more to come into place there. I saw French Braids in the pink colours still out of line. Pembleton, pretty solid on the tote, as you can see there. And he's favoured in the betting ring, 350 at the moment on the tote. French Braid, she's solid as well, into 650. Just needs a little bit of luck early. Tyrolean at 940. Sparks. Simon's tipping, I think it's got an excellent chance myself. 960. Blab at $10 and Make Me a Miracle at $11. Alrighty, that's Bill Cooper, the AJC starter there, who in the flash hat and just adjusting it. He's waiting for 1 or 2. He climbs up the stand, grabs the electric button. Here's our caller, Terry Bailey.
Movement towards the outside. And the gates are back, and French Braids came out of the machine running. Pembleton and Foxtrot and Sparks away well from Donna Dior, and Road to Success is going forward. I'll Get By's very wide, and Lady Mulan's making ground as Foxtrot gets back. Then came on the fence Speciality from Shot of Thunder. Make Me a Miracle's a long way back with Tyrolean, Blab and Symphonic Lady the tail ender. Coming down the side, French Braids tried to steady up, leading 3/4 on Lady Mulan, and I'll Get By very wide. Then Pembleton, who's parked in behind them from Sparks and Road to Success deep. Donna Dior on the rail, 2 lengths away Speciality. Inside of Shot of Thunder, Foxtrot. 2 away Blab, then came Tyrolean, Make Me a Miracle and Symphonic Lady last as they near the bend. On the corner and the front runner with the fences, French Braids. It leads by 3/4 on Lady Mulan. 2 lengths away Pembleton on the inside of I'll Get By and Road to Success. Sparks bullocking into the clear. Foxtrot is very wide from Speciality, and Donna Dior behind those looking for a run. Lady Mulan's moved up to French Braids. The rider on French Braids is riding confidently, gave a full bore and she beat off Lady Mulan. Pembleton getting the inside run from Sparks. It's still in front, French Braids, Pembleton the fence, and now Donna Dior getting out, starting to whiz home late. It's French Braids in front of Donna Dior, and French Braids does it all the way and beats Donna Dior and Pembleton. Sparks close up from Tyrolean, and then came